Good morning. Excuse me. Welcome to your Friday Strength and Balance with me, Angie. Ooh, letting someone else in here. So yes, good morning. Welcome to your Friday morning's Strength and Balance. Once again with me, Angie, your senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. A quick reminder that this is your workout, nobody else's but yours. Do what feels good for you, whether that's standing, being seated, using weights or resistance bands, or no equipment at all. Making sure that you have water nearby, as well as a piece of support furniture for your balance. Today, I actually will be using no equipment, so no weights, no resistance bands, and I'm actually going to be doing it all seated today, except for balance. So listening to your body, going to your range of motion, and doing what feels good for you. So let's get ourselves started, making sure you have lots of space around you as well for your movements, and let's go. So sitting nice and tall in that chair, shoulders back down and relaxed. Giving me a nice big breath in and out. Two more, nice big breath. And out. One more big breath in and out. Excellent. I'm going to take my shoulders and give them a nice roll to the back. You can do small rolls if you'd like, or nice big rolls. Going to your range of motion. Now, if the rolls do not feel, oh, we've got one other one coming in, and admit you. Now, if those shoulder rolls do not feel good, you can always do those lovely shoulder shrugs. So that up and down motion, bringing the shoulders to the ears and down, or once again, those lovely rolls. Shoulders back, big rolls, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me 2 and 1 and reverse. Going to take them to the front this time. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Excellent. Give me 2 and 1. Excellent. Give those arms a nice little shake. Next, we're going to take those arms. I'm going to push into the front and then bend the elbows, push into the side. Push to front and side. Excellent. Working those elbows, working those arms. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and do a little bit of a gentle march while adding in those arms. Pumping the blood through the legs, warming up the heart. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're going to warm up those ankle joints. So I'm going to take my toes and I'm going to rock them from heels up to toes up. Rocking back and forth, heels up and toes up. Heels up, toes up. And if it's comfortable, you can stay with those or also add in a little bit of wrist rolls, warming up those wrist joints, rocking those feet from heels to toes. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And rolling the wrists the other way. Excellent. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake. I'm going to warm up those hips a little bit with our hip openers. So I'm going to come a little bit closer to the edge of my chair. Nice and tall, shoulders back down, relaxed. I'm going to bring that leg up and out to the side, keeping my torso nice and straight towards the camera. It's the hip that's doing the work. Bringing it up and out to the side and back in. Out to the side. Give me 3 this side. 2 and 1. Excellent. Going to the other side, bringing that leg up and out to your range of motion. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. All right. We're going to bring those knees up a little bit. So those high knees, working a little bit more of those hip flexors. So I'm just bringing those knees up. I'm going to give them a nice little tap on my hands. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Warming up all the joints this morning. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. One last little one here that we're going to do for warming up is our side jacks. So you can go one side open if you'd like, or if you feel comfortable, you can go both sides. But you can also, like I said, do one side at a time. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Taking that heel out to the side, that arm up to the side. Breathe it in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give me a nice big breath right here. And out. Nice big breath. And out. One more nice big breath. And out. Excellent. If you'd like to grab a sip of water, go ahead and grab yourself a sip of water. I'm going to actually move my water a little closer. Press those heels down. And just double checking that I didn't miss anybody. Perfect. All right. So as I said at the beginning, I am going to be all seated today. So I'm going to turn my chair just slightly. You can see me from the side as well. So we're going to do our heel raises, sitting nice and tall. I am sitting a little closer to the edge of my chair. My feet, or my knees are in line with my hips, and my feet are in line with my knees. Nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. I'm going to take those heels up. So I'm just going to push onto the top, or push on the ball of the foot. Just the heels are coming up this time. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reposition if you need to. I've just got my hands kind of on my hips, but you can always have them hanging down. Shoulders back down and relaxed. We've got another set of those ones coming. Ready? Push on the ball of the foot at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. This time, I'm going to be bringing the toes up. So I'm going to go back onto those heels, bringing those toes up as far as you're comfortable. Reposition if you'd like. And bring those toes up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Take that little pause. We've got one more of those ones. And raise up those toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little wiggle with the wiggle. A little shimmy, a little shake. This next one here, we have our leg extension. So, your comfort with this one, I'm going to bring the knee up first, then extend the leg out, and I'm going to hold that leg up so I can work that upper quad muscle. I'm going to kind of hover it while I go extending out and in, out and in. All right, and then we're going to work the other side. All right, so I'm still sitting close to the edge of the chair. Shoulders are back down and relaxed. Now, if you want to bring the leg down each time, you can go up, out, in and down. Or like I said, just kind of hover it up there, make that quad muscle work. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. And I'm going to take that leg up for 8, out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring that leg down. Now, if you want to engage your core a little bit with this one too, you got that little pelvic tilt. You can do that little lean as you bring that leg up and then extend it out for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woohoo! Feel it in that upper quad muscle there. Now we've got to switch sides. Still nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. You can add that little pelvic tilt if you like to start a little core there. Bring the leg up and extend it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. We've got one more set of those ones. Breathing it in and out. Shoulders back. Pelvic tilt. Raise that leg up and extend it out for 8, 7. Breathing it in and out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those legs a nice little shake. So this next move we're going to do is going to work the back of the leg, the hamstring. So I am going to scooch a little bit closer to the edge of the chair here, because I'm going to take my leg out to the front to the heel, and then I'm going to slide my heel back, squeezing that hamstring muscle at the back of the leg. So leg's going to come out and squeeze as you're sliding it back. Now, if it feels uncomfortable to slide the heel, you can always just bring that leg back and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pretending there's like a little ball behind your leg here, and then squeezing that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right. So sitting nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. I'm going to take my leg out to the front, onto the heel, and then slowly squeeze it back for 8. Back out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're going to do that side once more. Then we'll switch sides. So nice and tall, taking that leg out to the front and slide it back for 8, 7, squeeze 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reposition, and then we'll do the other side. Shoulders back down and relaxed, sitting close to the edge of that chair, and take the leg out to the front and slide that heel and squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reposition if you need to. One more set on those ones, and then we're going to work some core. So taking that leg back out to the front, squeezing that back of the leg, that hamstring for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, give those legs a nice little shake. Grab yourselves a nice little sip of water. And then we're going to work on some core. All right, so this first one for our core might be a little bit challenging. So I'm going to turn my chair just a little bit more so you can see. So I'm sitting a little bit closer to the edge of my chair. I'm going to place my hands onto my chest, and then I'm going to do a count of 3 where I'm going to lean back. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then come back up. So you're going to go back for that. 1, 2, 3, and then come back up. Now, if that's not comfortable to do that little pause in between, you can always do that full motion, just going all the way back and then coming up. All right, your comfort with this one. Still sitting with those legs hip width apart. Shoulders back down and relaxed. So got those hands on that chest, and here we go. I'm going back for 1, 2, 3, and coming back up. Going back. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and coming back up. Here's 5. 1, 2, 3. Here's 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. And last one. 1, 2, 3, and back up. Whew. Now, if you want to add an extra little bit of challenge, taking those legs out to the heels in front of you, engaging that core just a little bit more. We've got round 2 to go. So arms on that chest and breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Here's 5. 1, 2, 3, and up. Here's 4. 1, 2, 3, and up. Here comes 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's 2. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and up. Excellent. All right, I'm going to turn my chair here so you can see this one. So this one's going to work our side obliques. Okay, so my torso is going to stay nice and tall, shoulders back down and relaxed. If it's comfortable, arms are going to come out to the side, and I'm going to do a little bit of a reach. So the bottom half is not moving anywhere. You're doing a little reach to one side, reach to the other. Reach and reach. Okay, we're going to do 2 sets of those ones. So if you feel comfortable, you can still sit at the edge of the chair or push yourself back a little bit further so you have a bit more support with the back of the chair there. Nice and tall, shoulders down, arms are coming back out, and reach for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Drop those arms. Give those shoulders a nice little roll, a little shimmy, a little shake. I've got one more set of those ones, so take that little breath in between. Reposition, shoulders back down and relaxed, nice and tall through that spine. Arms are coming out if it's comfortable. And I'm reaching for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Drop those arms, give those shoulders a nice roll. And a couple to the front. Excellent. Give them a nice little shake. We've got arms coming next. So, your comfort, sit further back in the chair if you'd like, or if you feel more comfortable by the edge of the chair, you can do that as well. So, the first one we're going to do is what I call our chicken wings. So, my lovely arms are going to do a little field post, and then I'm going to bring them down. All right, so you get that field goal post, and I'm going to bring them down. And then they're going to just come into the side and up. So just a little bit over the shoulder is where you're going. So not too high over the shoulder, but just a little bit. And then they're coming in and up. They're in and up. Okay, so we're going to do that 2 times, 8, or 2 sets of 8. All right, so still sitting nice and tall, shoulders back, down, and relaxed. Field goal, bring those arms down, and then here we go, bringing them in for those chicken wings for 8, 7. Really squeeze when you come in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Going to your range of motion, going to what feels good for you and those joints. Reposition, we've got round 2. So taking those field goals, bring the hands down, and then squeeze in for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those shoulders a nice roll. Little shimmy, little shake. This next one we're going to do is drawing our sword. So I'm going to take my one hand to my opposite hip, and then I'm going to draw the sword across the body, still keeping a soft bend in that elbow. And then we're going to do 2 sides or 2 sets on this side, and then switch to the other. So still nice and tall, shoulder back down and relaxed. My right hand is at my left hip, and I'm going to draw my sword out for that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. We've got one more we're going to do on that same side. Reposition, shoulders back down and relaxed. Breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Draw that sword for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. This time taking my left hand to that right hip. Breathing it in and out, sit nice and tall. Draw your sword for that. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. We've got one more set of those ones. Reposition, nice and tall, shoulders back down, and relax. And breathe it in and out for that last set of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shoulder roll here, little shimmy, little shake. This last arm one we're going to do, I'm going to turn my chair sideways just so you can see how my body is. So I'm sitting close to the edge of my chair here. Shoulders are back, down, and relaxed. I'm going to do a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Now, if this feels too much on the back, then scooch back a little bit. So when you do that pelvic tilt, you're hitting the back of your chair. So I'm on a little bit of an incline, a little bit of an angle. My arms are going to be pressing up towards the ceiling and then squeezing those elbows back down, up towards the ceiling and squeeze. So you're squeezing when you come up, squeezing when you come down. Okay, so that little bit of an angle. So the movement of my arms is this way and then bending those elbows back. This way, bending the elbows back. So squeeze when you come up and back down. Okay? So sitting close to the edge or a little bit further back. So when you do that pelvic tilt and that lean. So arms are going to be coming up nice and tall, holding into that core, contract it and go pushing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So when I'm pushing my arms up, I'm kind of going about eye height when I'm bringing them in, all right? Or when I'm going out, sorry. We've got another set of those ones. So shoulders back down and relax, that lovely little pelvic tilt. Lean, don't let yourself sink in. Nice and tall, hold that core in. And pressing it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring yourself back up. Give those shoulders a nice roll. Little shimmy, little shake. Grab a nice little sip of water. And then when you're ready, we have balance next. So I'm going to push the weight into my heels, getting myself up out of my chair. And then I'm going to reposition my piece of support furniture. At support furniture. All right. So give the whole body a nice little shimmy, little shake after sitting for a little bit here. So our first lovely balance move, we've got our feet about hip width apart. I'm going to shift the weight to the one leg. The other leg is going to come up where I'm just lifting that knee up about 90 degrees. So lifting it to about hip height. Now you can stay here if you'd like. You can have one arm out to the side if you'd like. Both arms out to the side if you'd like. And if you want to add that extra challenge, I'm going to try and look to one side, come back to center, and then look to the other side with that knee up. So weight is in the one leg, soft bend in that knee. Other knee is up, about hip height. One arm out if you'd like, both arms out if you'd like. Holding it here if you'd like. Or extra challenge, looking to one side and the other. Come back to center, and other side. Back to center. Try one more, looking one way. Back to center and the other. Back to center. Give it a little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight to the other leg. This time I'm going to try and see if it's comfortable looking up and then looking down rather than side to side. If it's not comfortable looking up or down, then stick with side to side if that's comfortable. So shifting the weight to the one leg, bending that knee, soft bend in that knee. Other leg comes up. One arm out if you'd like, both arms out if you'd like. And then I'm going to look up, come back to center, look down, come back to center once more. I'm looking up, back to center, and down. Back to center, bringing that leg back down. Give it a nice little shimmy, little shake. Excellent. All right. So same thing, but this time I'm going to bring my leg to the back. So shifting the weight to the one leg, soft bend in that knee. Your comfort for that leg, it can go back just a little bit or bending at the knee. That one arm out to the side, both arms out to the side. Then I'm going to take a look side to side. So Nice and tall through that spine. One arm out if you'd like. Both arms out if you'd like. Take a look to one side. Bring it back to center. And then take a look to the other side. And back to center. Place that foot on down. Switch the weight. Shift it over. Soft bend in that other leg. Other leg comes to the back. One arm out. Both arms out. And this time I'm going to look up and down. Ready? Up towards the ceiling. Back to center. Down towards the floor. Back to center. Once more. Up towards the ceiling. And back down towards the floor. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake here. All right. So this next one, we're going to work on a little bit of our drinking bird. So couple options for you. You can choose to bring that leg up and back and focus on that shifting of that weight. Or you can do a little bit of a bend forward while you're here. A little bit of a bend. Or if you feel like you're fully comfortable and want to try it, going a little bit further and up. All right. Listening to the body, listening to your range of motion. And it's hip hinging forward. All right. So feet are about hip width apart. Shifting the weight to the one leg. Soft bend in that knee. Support furniture is here or my wall. Bringing that leg up. I'm going to bring it to the front a little bit. And down. Where I'm up flat back. And then up. Bringing it down. Flat back. Up. And down. Two more. Up. And down. One more. Up. And down. Excellent. Drop that foot. Shift the weight to the other leg. Soft bend in that knee. And then taking that leg up. And back. Up. And back. Up. And back. Two more. Up. And back. One more. Up. Then back. Excellent. Bring that leg down, little shimmy, little shake. All right. This next one here, we're going to draw like a half a moon, okay, or half a circle. So my feet are about hip width apart. Once again, shifting the weight to the one side. Soft bend in that knee. I'm going to take my leg to the front, and I'm going to draw kind of that half a moon and bring it in. All right. So you can keep the toe on the floor if you'd like to draw that half a circle, or take that toe off the floor and then draw that half a circle and coming back. So drawing that half a circle and then draw half that circle. Two more if it's comfortable. That half a circle. One more. Half that circle. Excellent. Bring that foot down. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight to the other side. Soft bend in that knee. Arms out if you'd like, or use the support furniture. Take that leg out to the front. Draw that half a circle. Bring it out to the front. Half a circle. Front. Half a circle. Two more. Front. Half a circle. One more. The front. And half a circle. Excellent. Give that a little shimmy, little shake. Last little balance here before we stretch ourselves out. We're going to become trees. We're going to become grounded. So it is your comfort here. Feet are about hip width apart, shifting the weight to the one side. I'm going to bring my foot onto my leg. So it's your comfort. If you want, you can place it just by the heel or by your ankle, or you can bring it up a little higher or a little higher along the side of the leg. You can have one arm out if you'd like, both arms out if you'd like, and we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift that weight to the other side. Soft bend in that knee. your comfort on where the position of your foot is, by the ankle or a little higher. And that knee is kind of outwards. It's out to the side. So one arm out if you'd like, both arms out if you'd like, and trying to hold for that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring that leg on down. Give it a nice little shimmy, little shake. Excellent. We're going to stretch ourselves out here. So your comfort, be seated if you'd like, or stay standing for a little bit of it and then be seated, or stand for it the whole time. Up to you. It's your workout. Take a big breath in for me. And out. 2 more. Nice big breath. And out. Nice big breath in. And out. Excellent. I'm going to take my left ear to my left shoulder, keeping those shoulders back down and relaxed. Bringing that ear to the shoulder, not the shoulder to the ear. If you need that extra stretch, taking that opposite arm out to the side. Still keeping a soft bend in those knees if you're standing. Breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. And holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring that head back up to center, taking that to the right side. Other arm comes out to the side if you feel that extra stretch you need. Breathing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. And holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring that back up to center. Take those shoulders for a nice roll. You can do small rolls to the back if you'd like, or these big ones. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Giving me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake, shake, shake. Your comfort here, I'm going to take those arms around the chest. Nice big breath in. And then I'm going to reach my arms out and as far back behind you as you're comfortable. And then I'm going to drop my shoulders and I'm going to take a look up towards the ceiling. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently bringing that chin down towards the chest. I'm going to do a little hip hinge forward. So I'm going to bend at the hips, bring myself up, and then I'm going to drop the arms and give them a little bit of a shimmy, little shake, or a little circle. Release any tension in shoulders. Then I'm going to place those hands on the upper thighs and slowly bring myself back up. Excellent. We're going to do our hamstring stretch next, so I'm going to be seated for that one. Take my lovely chair. Taking that leg out to the front. One leg bent, one leg out front. Nice and tall, shoulders back down, relaxed. Hip hinging forward, that upper thigh, or down by the toes. Breathe it in through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring that leg up for a nice little hug if it's comfortable. Rolling that ankle. Still sitting nice and tall in the chair. Rolling the ankle the other way. And your comfort into that 4 sit, if it's by the floor, midway, or up top. Still sitting nice and tall. If you need that extra little stretch, gently pressing that knee a little closer to the floor, or adding that little hip hinge as well. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release that leg, bring it on down. Taking that other leg out to the front. Nice and tall, that hip hinge forward. Upper thigh or down by the toes. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that foot. Taking that leg up for a nice hug if it's comfortable. Rolling the ankle. And roll it the other way. And your comfort into that 4-sit. Excuse me, by the floor, midway, or up top. You need that extra little stretch, that gentle press closer, or pushing the knee closer to the floor, or adding that little hip hinge there as well. Breathing it in and out. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently releasing that leg on down. One last little one here for a little bit of the front of the leg, those quad muscles. I'm going to sit a little bit to the edge of my chair. I'm going to bring the one leg to the back in that 90-degree angle. That other leg is up front in that likely 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to do just a little tilt to the back. You should feel it in the front of the leg here. Holding on to the side of the chair. Breathing it in and out. And holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Coming back up. Switching sides. Taking that other leg to the back. That little tilt. Holding the side of the chair. Breathing it in and out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release, coming back to the center of your chair, giving those legs a nice little shake, shake, shake. Taking those arms around the chest. Nice big breath in. And release it out. Giving me one more. Taking those hands around the back. Giving yourself a nice pat on the back for a job well done. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, and I hope to see you next week.